I wanted to give everybody an update on what things look like around here, what roads are like, and everything. I actually took Big Mama out around the block. It took me like an hour, to be honest with y'all, to defrost these big old windows. And as you can see, there's still snow piled on that wiper. I didn't want to try and record while I was driving. I hope people can understand that. Um, it was a nerve-wracking experience. The main roads are being scraped. They were pre-treated with the slag stuff and sand and salt. Secondary roads are horrible. Most of them have had no kind of treatment whatsoever. I don't know what other areas. I haven't been able to really watch the news locally and catch up. So I only know the like Burke County, Catawba County areas, what we got. I think we got what was predicted pretty much. We got a base mix, mostly freezing rain, sleet, and ice, of about 2.5 to 3 inches. Then we got another approximately 3.5 inches of wet snow. And then on the third rotation, this was over like 36-hour period, the third iteration was mainly freezing rain and sleet. Very fine sleet. Probably freezing rain. You know, I'm not a meteorologist. I'm just giving my take on what I've seen. We got about another 1.5 inches of that. So altogether, we got what, 4, 8, around 9 inches worth of precipitation altogether between ice, the mixed bag, snow, and freezing rain. We got about 9 inches of precipitation in my area. It's abnormal. We used to, back when I was younger, before we had the snow that was like 22 inches deep, that was in, had to be in the early 90s, around 92, 93, because my kids was born in 91. They were babies, like 1.5 years old. Oh my gosh, sorry. Somebody was trying to call me. I'm putting do not disturb on right quick. So I'm going to get out and let y'all see where I'm at and what it looks like here. As you can see, today the sun has not done a lot for melting, to be real with you guys. Where it hit and started melting, there's runoff. And that runoff is what's allowed for clearing that's happened. See the snow? I've got a pair of my friend. She wears about half a size bigger than me. These boots she let me wear because all I had was my tennis shoes and my slides, and they weren't doing no punking. So I braved it and drove in the snow because I have more experience. Her car doesn't have defrost or heat. So, you know, it's not a good situation there. My defrost works really good for that age of a vehicle and that size of windshield, and it took about 48 minutes, and it was a solid sheet of ice across it, and it had her cleared off. And I gotta say, whether the road was clear or not, I'm glad I bought new tires. I'm glad I have 6 of them jam boogies. I'm glad that I put 3/4 tank of gas in there, and that my water tank is at least half full. It gave me plenty of weight. I probably was safer on the road than most, to be honest with you guys. It did really well. I'm very shocked at Big Mama. She did a good job. And I got her parked right back in the area where I was at. I made sure where I were parked is cleared, where at least 3 out of 6 have pavement traction, and It's not a solid sheet of ice under it where they're not directly on the pavement with the other three. Honestly, I think the inside one on the driver's side back is probably making pavement contact as well. And it's running off down that direction. So, but a lot is not open. Luckily, my friend Renee, that I'm staying with, CashApp me the money to pay my cell phone bill. I had the cash, but the Family Dollar and Dollar General are not open. So I have nowhere to put it on my card to pay the bill. I can't get to the Walmart. I ain't trying to go that far. I went where I drove around the block, seen what it was like, and I just walked the 6 blocks to the store to see if it was open rather than trying to drive and taking that chance. I felt that was the safer alternative. And I got out of the house. It felt good. The little convenience store was open. The people live in it, so, I knew that would be open to get some bottled water. So I took the backpack, and I have the supplies inside. I got some bottled water, some sugar, some tea. We kind of ran out of anything to drink, even water. And the water quality here is still not good. Since Helene, they still advise to drink filtered or bottled water. So it is what it is, I can't see your comments. I say hey to everybody that's in here. I hope you guys are all safe and warm and with somebody and not alone. I'm thankful that I am. I wanted to update, let everybody know that I am okay, that I am safe. I don't know if the last live stream I was doing that got cut off, I don't know if it went through. My phone was off and the Wi-Fi went out. We had a slight power outage. They're saying tonight will probably be worse because of all the melting and everything's going to freeze back in like a solid sheet of ice, So if you're out, please get in before dark. Just don't take that chance. Nothing can be that important. If I hadn't got my phone bill paid, at least I was safe. I wanted to be able to let everybody know I was okay. And when I left here, I wouldn't have had a way to call or text or anything to anybody. So I'm very thankful that she helped me out. I do have to pay her back, and I will. I'm just very thankful, And I wanted to let everybody know what the area and the roads look like. Don't go out if you don't have to. If you can walk to where you're going, I would walk. There's a lot of plows, tractors, work trucks, power trucks, grading trucks, backhoes, all that kind of stuff. There's a lot of that on the road. I saw a lot of our state troopers and our local authorities out in their SUVs. They were very kind, waved, even talked to one when I was at the store. He told me I did the smart thing by walking. Wished he could have given me a ride. But they do have rules against that because of past incidents. One bad person can ruin a good thing for everybody. Ain't that the truth? Let's see. He did say that they expected road conditions in this area in a 50-mile radius of where I'm at to deteriorate as the sun goes down. And they are advising, if you're out and you're going too fast or you're driving stupid, they're going to pull you and they're going to stop you on the road, period. And I think they should. I mean, there ain't no reason that anybody needs to be going more than about 30 miles an hour on any of these roads right now. And especially later tonight. You're going to have black ice. And if you've never experienced it, I'm telling you, it's a scary thing when you hit it. I was in a GMC Jimmy 4-wheel drive, square body, blue, navy blue. I went backwards down an 18-foot embankment. Thank God, 4-wheel low, I was able to come out, and safe. All I had was a dirt clod sticking out the side of the chrome bumper on the passenger's rear. But that being said, I was on my way home from school to help my mom at the time get her oxygen going. So I did have a reason that I had to be out there that was, urgent. Because the service people couldn't come. No, I'm on the phone. She yelling. I wouldn't yell. Yeah, that was her. I'm live streaming, letting everybody know that I'm okay live streaming YouTube. It's good. There's bad spots, like this back road here, right here behind. I went out it. It ain't even been touched. I went out that way. If you gonna go anywhere, I'm gonna tell you right now, don't take your car. Mine done good. I can take you in the RV, Renee. Don't take your car. No, I'm serious. Because yours is front wheel drive and you don't have defrost. That's the two reasons, honest. If you get it out, back it in the parking space. Yeah, and that's what I told Lacey on the phone. She's having, there's patches. Your car is so low to the ground where they've got it dug up in places on the sides and at intersections and stuff, you'll get stuck. See how high mine sits high. And I got better tires than you got.
How dare you?
It's the truth. Do you want me to lie to you, put your life in jeopardy, or tell you the truth and hurt your feelings maybe, or hurt your car's feelings and save your life?
Her feelings now. Talking about her tires. Okay.
Well, no, I didn't say I didn't. See, I didn't say they was bad.
I'm gonna buy you some more.
No, I didn't say they were bad. I said the ones on mine are better. That's look, the size.
They better than us.
The size alone gives you more traction, and I got 6.
I feel you.
And
Plus
what?
your car's heavier.
That's what I was gonna say. I got a 3/4 tank, nearly of gas. Plus, I got water in my water tanks, all of them, and it's not froze up. Miraculous. It might have froze, but it ain't now. And I didn't flush nothing or use nothing or try to run nothing. I drained them all like it said to do. I drained it 2 days before. That's another thing. If you're in an RV, make sure that you drain everything you can out your pipes. I even took the extended thing and dried them out to try to keep them from freezing. You can cap them off. And that's anything that does water. If my tank freezes and busts, so be it. But even if my tank froze solid, it wouldn't bust because it's not all the way full. I try to keep it no more than 3/4 of the way, but my water tank was right around a halfway full, so I knew that that was safe. None of my tanks that hold any liquid are more than halfway full. So, but they're enough to add weight. If I could have got propane, I'd have had massive. If I'd had propane, my heat would be off the chain in it. All I need is that window up, propane in my tank, and get my generator fixed, and she actually be a good home. I know that sounds crazy, but the generator's 4,000 watts, and it runs as long as I have a 1/4 tank of gas or more, and it'll run everything inside the whole camper. As long as I keep gas in the camper. Propane is more efficient. If I have the generator on and running and propane in the tanks, everything works. I can keep the refrigerator and freezer going continuous off of the propane while I'm sitting and electric while I'm driving. And as long as I got propane, the oven, the stove, they work, and the heat works. The heat actually will have to run off of the generator, according to what I'm reading in the book. That's the heat that's in the back of the RV. It actually has a thermostat like you have on a wall in a trailer for my heat. And there's a separate one for the AC. I want everybody. Yeah, I do need to get the reverse. I got you 2 cases. Hold on. Hold this like that right there. That way ain't nobody looking at you. Here. There. That way it ain't looking. No, I'm live. I keep telling you I'm on YouTube live.
Turn it around.
The camera's facing that way. That's why. Yeah, that's why.
Oh, they see me?
No, not now. I got it fixed where they don't. That's why I put your hand out.
Okay.
I was looking out.
Thank you.
I wouldn't do it without telling you. I told you over here. I was live streaming.
You get the big thing.
I didn't hear that part.
It's in the message that I sent you on the CashApp, but okay. Here. It's okay.
I had to go
I
to
got an
the
extra blunt.
I had to go to the gas station that you don't normally go to, the old one.
Citgo?
Yeah, the old one that you go to. No, it ain't that. Remember that hill we came down when we left out? It's a solid sheet of ice. And I couldn't turn that around. I couldn't pull in that one road and get turned around to go back out that way. So I chose the safer, even though it was more expensive. And it was the old man that's so hateful. Oh, he's very brusque. They was busy though. They had a little mini, like, dirt dauber thing. You found it. I was going to say.
Bleeding. Bobo, you bleeding?
Where you see blood?
Bobo, you bleeding?
Where do you see blood?
Right here.
Oh, it is red. I don't know if that's blood. That's awful bright red. It looks more like a berry or... sorry, I was trying to see.
Was talking about yesterday.
That doesn't look like... That's too bright red for blood. I don't know if y'all can see that or not. I'm trying to show it on the camera. To me, that looks too bright red. In the sun. Okay, I'm getting cold, so we're about to go in the house. Ain't no running here.
You better not. You better not do it.
Oh. By the way, that is Renee, y'all hear in the background. That's whose house I'm at. We've been snowed in together. This is the first time we've been out since... Today is Monday. What was it? Saturday? It was Saturday night, I think, we were at Walmart. And we bought groceries. By the way, if I didn't say it before, I'm not sure, and I can't get to the paperwork, but the individual that sent me the $50 gift card, thank you so very much. I spent $50.74, I believe, exactly, at Walmart grocery. That's how I bought the rubbing alcohol that got us home. That was so interesting. We took the cards and scraped the windshield and sprayed rubbing alcohol on it. I had bought the 91%. And you guys can Google it too. It says about mixing it with soap and all this. We didn't have time for that. We was trying in the dark with a mixed bag coming down and it freezing immediately on the windshield because we didn't have any kind of heat or defrost working in the car for some reason. And we made it safely. We had to stop 3 times and scrape and put the rubbing alcohol on. But something had made me buy that bottle. And I thank you, Jesus, because that's all I can say is God touched me and made me buy it. Because I'd already bought a couple. And I had the Sterno cans that's got the gel alcohol in them. You know, I'd bought 10 of those. So, but I wanted that person to know that $50 gift card, that's what I'm eating off of and drinking off of. I bought the food with it. And I had put $120 in the gas tank. That's how we're on 3/4 in Big Mama. I tried to get the propane, and when I couldn't get it on heating supplies like the rubbing alcohol and the Sterno cans and lamp oil for the lanterns and everything else, I spent about another $40. And you know, I hope it was spent wisely, because it's going to be cold even after this clears up and I'm able to safely get out. I'm going to have to drive from place to park like I was doing at one time. That's going to mean I have to have gas, and I'm going to need heat, alternative heat. I can recharge my box. We've got it fully charged and back up if our power goes off. They're saying that we're actually at the greatest risk for losing electric at this time, since the weather was actually falling during the time that the precipitation was falling from the sky, and now the refreeze of the runoff will be the 2 worst chances of us losing electric service. We do have alternative heat sources between me and her and my Jackery box. We should be pretty good for at least, if we're out of power and unable to get out for 3 days, we should be good. We can stretch it if we know that it's going to possibly be longer, like they tell us 5 to 7 days. We can stretch it and keep, just burn like candles and lanterns for light and keep the jackery to recharge our devices so we're able, to view things. And I'm only talking about that because I just want to put the ideas in your head to make sure that you guys are prepared. I don't want any of y'all getting stuck out, you know what I mean? Not being able to be safe in this weather. I know north from us, up the East Coast, New York and on up, they're getting hammered by this storm. And, we were lucky in the aspect of we did get a shot of warm air right before the front hit us the hardest. It was a blessing that, there's people coming out right now saying that this storm and the weather pattern that we're experiencing has been geoengineered, and it's to fool us on just how bad the global warming / climate whatever is getting. Dude, it's getting like that because y'all won't stop spraying crap in our skies. Let's keep it a band. The reason it's not our smog and fume producing cars. They don't help it. I'm not saying they do. Please, Lord, don't take it that way. But progressively since the end of World War II, our nation and others have participated, researched, and deployed, in my opinion, mixtures of chemicals in our sky for various reasons associated with slowing down climate change and, in my opinion, as weapons. Now, if this technology didn't exist, hadn't been used, or even thought about using, why in, I believe, 1976, was there a multi-nation treaty signed saying that they would not use weather modification as a weapon in a war? You don't have a need to sign a treaty. Or, look, if you don't have nukes, you're not going to sign something saying you won't use them. Right? Let's be real. I mean, call me crazy, I'll probably answer. But I mean, that's my thought process. There wouldn't be a need for this treaty, for these nations to enter into, if there wasn't those weapons and that technology already in existence and possibly being used. I mean, would that surprise any of you guys to find that out? Just like what we used in Venezuela, the whole mind control thing, MK, Mortal Kombat, MK, the ultra version of Mortal Kombat. It's been, I mean, they have these things on top of like tanks and certain, vehicles that are military. I don't know if they have it for regular police yet or not. In certain areas in larger cities, they may, for crowd control. And it emits a scream at a decibel that you just can't stand. You feel me? That makes you disperse, that makes you stop. Well, that's the same thing. That's just a, level 1 out of level 20. You feel me? Do you think that it's not possible? If you've seen it in a movie and something like that's happened, then it's there. And our military has had it probably for more than 10 years before you hear about it and see it. A lot of people forget that Silicon Valley, because it's back, that's years ago, late 90s, early 2000s, when there was so much tech growth, when Google was created, back in Ask Jeeves days. Why did some of those survive and others didn't? It was funding. There were CIA-funded shell companies that were funneling tax dollars into these tech companies. Google, Facebook, all that. That's where they got their origins. It's, in my opinion, when I look at government documents about it, it's factual. Check out DARPA's documents. It wasn't just the CIA. There was CIA, there was DARPA funds. It was multi-layered. And there were so many tech companies out there that are where they are because of our government funding. they had the internet before the public had it. How do you think that was? Because they funded the research that created it. It's not Nita's word. Go check it out. Just like I don't know if you guys are interested. Neo got arrested in the David and Celeste saga. It's at first it was a felony warrant that basically what it was for and why he was held was being withheld from the public. Now, what I can find is showing basically it's a material. I'm paraphrasing. This is my opinion of what is written. This is my understanding, and my understanding and my purview and opinion of what was written is basically it's a material witness warrant. What confuses me is it says that there's a $60,000 bond. I'm just confused. It's out of like Los Angeles area. It's a different county and I can't remember it right now without looking. It's cold. But anyway, in a witness not complying with the grand jury summons, basically, I'm surprised that there is a bond period. Usually they hold them until they finish testifying and then they release you, kind of like Woody and the Young Thug situation. So I'm confused. So maybe there is still a charge that's hidden, that they're not releasing to the public. It's entirely possible. It's entirely possible for that to be the case, given the circumstances and situation currently. Because I don't understand why he has a bond. But anyway, he was arrested in Montana. My understanding is he wasn't supposed to leave California, so maybe that's what it's about. We'll find out because the reportings that we'd heard was a warrant was about to be issued with a female that wasn't cooperating with the investigation. So they knew they were being heard and purposely said female instead of male, or there was one of each not cooperating, and that attorney was only representing a female. That's what I think, probably. Let's see what else has happened in the news to talk about real quick. The dog has turned it yellow. Honey, I don't have a job. Oh, I'm sorry you've not been there. The official paperwork, let me make this real clear. I was terminated, and the official paperwork that I have to give to the unemployment office that they gave me, termination letter, I'm not walking down to Big Mama to go pull out right now, but I will post it. I have no problem. I'll just cover up addresses and phone numbers of myself and the business. But it says that I was illegally parking my truck / trailer on the premises. Now, that took y'all a month and 3 days to say something about. And I literally do have text from the second and third day. I went back and looked and I had to erase them with the manager that signed the paperwork saying that. From him saying that he knows that I'm staying in my truck in the parking lot, and that's okay. Can I be on call for them? Can I come in and do some work that night? So I don't know what to do right now. The storm kind of put a kibosh on everything. I haven't gotten my last paycheck. I'm trying to not rock